This is the time. Look into your eyes. I look into your eyes.
Oh, good morning from Svalbard. Wow, today you can really start to see the light and it feels so insane. It's just blue. I'm gonna show you in a minute. It's just blue and like you can see the light and oh, it's incredible. It's 11 o'clock. I got up a little bit later, but I was laying in bed and just chilling. Today I'm really tired. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just really tired today. But so since it is getting colder, I'm making a fire a bit more often. So I'm gonna make a fire now, and then I'm gonna show you outside. And Grim is outside chilling, such a cutie. I think it's like minus 14 degrees or something today. It's starting to get colder, which is really nice because that's what we need. We really enjoy the cold here. But so yeah, let's make a fire. Go out and chop some smaller sticks because I was doing it yesterday, but it was so windy that every time I put like one of the logs down, it blew over by the wind. So I think we should do that now. I'm gonna leave my coffee here because I want to have like this cozy fire going. Good thing to do for a fire is to make like a little fort. You put one stick here and one stick here, and then a lot of air in the middle. Then you put a lot of bark in the middle, and then on top of these two sticks you put one stick like that, which is pretty thin, and then you put all the bark just underneath that stick. Worked pretty well. And I'm not using any lighting, like a lighter fluid or anything. I'm just using bark as the ignition. Look, it burns very well. Beautiful. People often ask, like, how does this time of year feel? Like the polar night, and isn't it really stressful or is it really difficult? But for me, I just really enjoy it. Like, I find it very peaceful, and it's just that kind of time of year where I can relax and without having so many things to look at, and you just kind of shut your mind off for a little bit. Because it's during the light period here, it's like creative overload. It's so beautiful that you feel like if I'm not outside all the time taking photos, I'm missing something, and I love that, of course. But after also 4 months of midnight sun, it's so nice to just go into this really relaxed time of year, and the whole village just calms down, and we're living at a slower pace. I don't know, it's just something you really should like go through, or you should experience. I remember I read an article once, I think it was a Swedish newspaper, where the journalist said, yeah, I'm gonna go to Svalbard and I'm gonna ask them about this polar night, and I'm expecting to get some really good stories out of it. And he comes up here, and all the people he asks are just saying how wonderful it is and how much they love the polar night. And I remember he writing that he was so confused and so surprised that people were saying the total opposite than what he thought. He thought people would be like, oh God, it's so difficult and we hate it. But like the majority just said how wonderful it was. And I feel like that is really how it is. Like, where else in the world can you focus on just nothing, if you know what I mean? Like, we have the stars all the time. We have the northern lights all the time. I think it's so healthy for you to experience it. Maybe 2 months is a little bit excessive. And I also understand that everybody won't love this, and it's probably not for everybody's state of mind either. Because if you're depressed and you don't like the dark, or something like that, this probably won't make it better. But I think if you think you're gonna like it, you might actually do. So I started a Patreon, like you guys said, and I'm very excited about it. It's a really cool platform where you can choose to, follow a certain tier for what you want to see, and I'm just really looking forward to it. So I have 3 tiers. One is $3, and one is $9, and one is $19, and they all kind of give you access to different things, just because the different things take a little bit of different time. So I'm gonna post a lot on there, and I've been wanting a platform where I can just connect with you guys and write and tell you like when's my favorite month, and when should you travel here, and what are my best tips, and maybe do like a little blog post about what you wear and like links. This is the perfect place. So I'm so excited to do that. Then I can also host live Q&As on one of the tiers, which is also so much fun. So I'm very excited about that. How I prepare for the polar night is by, I take vitamin D all year round, so vitamin D supplements. I think I take a dose of 4,000 of those dosages. And I also make sure to exercise. I exercise quite a lot. In general, I love exercise. It's just one of those things that makes me feel so good, and I've like always just kept up with it. And just having a good mindset, I would say. Think about it like it's gonna be okay, and try to prepare yourself with like positive thoughts, and just try to see the beauty in it, because you cannot change it. Like, the light will come back when it's gonna come back. There's nothing you can do about it. I also really like that it takes away that kind of weather aspect of the world. When I lived in Sweden, you would talk about the weather every day, like, oh my God, this weather is bad, or oh my God, today it's actually good. Like, we don't mention the weather here. It's just the way it is. Like, yeah, there's a storm today, okay. Then there's a storm today, and we just kind of talk about it like it's funny. If it's like crazy bad weather, we're like, oh my God, have you seen what's coming this week? I find it very exciting. Weather can be terrifying, but it can also be extremely interesting. Like, to sit in the cabin when we had that winter storm. I made a video about it. I'll put that up here. I made a video about it, and just sitting at home that day and waking up in the middle of the night and it's absolute chaos. It was just crazy, you know? It's fascinating. And then on top of that, you live without any daylight, and I mean, it's just crazy. I love it. So what we have coming up now in January, the rest of January, this is filmed on the 20th of January. So we have 10 days left of this month, and it's going to get gradually lighter, but it doesn't get that light. I'm going to show you in a minute what it looks like now, and that's pretty much what we get this month. Then comes February, my favorite month. Extremely cold. Usually temperatures drop to, you know, below minus 25, minus 30, it can be minus 35 Celsius, and the whole sky usually lights up in this blue. We call it blue hour here. So if you Google blue hour Svalbard, you will get a ton of pictures of what I mean. Like, the whole world just is this cobalt blue where you feel like you can reach out and touch it in the sky. Like, it's everywhere. Everything is covered in this blue light, and it's so cool. And also we start getting pink skies. That's also like when the sun comes above the horizon or starts reaching, it kind of spreads some kind of pinkish glow. Also absolutely incredible. So I am looking forward to that. Then in March, we are going to have the sun coming back in, like, I think sometime in the first week. And what we do for when the sun comes back is we have a sun festival. So we celebrate for a full week. So there's this one moment when the sun comes around the mountain in Longyearbyen and it shines on the village for the first time since October. And what we do is the whole village is gathered at the church steps, and all the kids are there and they're singing this song called like Get the Sun Back or something. So they chant for the sun, and then we all stay there and we wait for the sun to come around the little mountain. We literally count it down. They have it down to the second when it happens. So we count it down, and then when it shines on the village for the first time, we play music and we all celebrate, and that starts off a week of festivities. Oh, I can't wait. I think people are also quite curious what kids do here, like during the polar night, and like how do they cope. And I don't have any kids myself. I just have my boyfriend and the dog is like 15 kids. But what I hear from people who have kids is they just kind of go with it, you know? They don't think anything of it. They've lived here, many of them have lived here for like their whole life, so they just think it's quite normal. And they go out and do stuff like ice skating and skiing, and as long as they're in the village, they can go out on their own. But they obviously cannot leave the village without an adult. And I think people are, we haven't had any problems with that as far as I know, because the kids, you know, they respect the fact that there are polar bears. I have a feeling like 90% of them have seen polar bears as well, so they probably know what the danger is. Also, if you wanna subscribe to my channel, I will be eternally grateful. And maybe also like the video and, you know, push that notification bell. I would be so happy if you did that. It makes a world of difference. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, I'm gonna have a lot more exciting videos now that the daylight is coming back. I'm getting very tired of filming and not being able to show you anything because it's all hiding in the dark. So all of my thumbnails just look dark. All of my videos are super dark. It's really fun for like the first month, but now I'm starting to feel like, okay, all right, we are ready to, you know, go. I'm ready to see the light. Okay, I need to top up my fire a little bit.